We all kind of have lines from movies, our favorite movies that we like, and we say them over and over again. You know what I mean. You have one in your head right now, I'm sure. Mine comes from Ben-Hur, and it is, "The world is more than we know." I love that because there's so much more to learn, so much more to know. And everything is grander and bigger and more glorious when we're talking about what God does. I'm taking you to the book of Numbers. I want to read a little bit. Israel has been in the wilderness now for 38, 39 years. God has fed them, taken them, performed miracles for them. And you know, there was 600,000 men, and then there were children, and then there were women, and then there were all the cattle. A huge company that needed water every day in the desert. Miriam dies at Kadesh after 38 or 39 years. And all that time, the water had followed them. And it stopped. I'm going to read now. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Take the rod, you and your brother Aaron, gather the congregation together, speak to the rock before their eyes, and it will yield its water. Thus you shall bring water for them out of the rock," and gave drink to the congregation and their animals. So the Lord has given them what to do here. The water has stopped for the first time. And the Lord is telling them how to get the water again. And he says, "Speak to the rock." Well, you may know what Moses did. He struck it. He struck the rock. Then the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, "Because you did not believe me." Can you believe in miraculous things from God? Not necessarily healing, but a visitation, a word, a thought, asking for direction, all kinds of ways he guides us and leads us. That's what he's doing with Israel. The important thing here I want to talk to you about is the water and the rock. And let me move on to Psalms 114. And this is talking about the Lord, who turned the rocks into a pool of water, the flint into a fountain of waters. Who did that? The Lord turned the rocks into rivers, fountain. Gushing water came forth, enough to satisfy that many people. But this is the incredible part I want to show you. It comes from the New Testament. You know, they're linked. They're hooked together. The Old and the New Testament. This is from Corinthians. "Brethren, I do not want you to be unaware that all our fathers were under the cloud." Remember when I said the cloud followed them by day, a fire by night? They were all under the cloud, all passed through the sea. Yes, the waters parted, didn't they? Passed through the sea. And all were baptized into Moses in the cloud and in the sea. All ate the same spiritual food. What was the spiritual food? You're right, it was manna. And all drank from the same spiritual drink, for they drank of the spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Christ. I hope you could follow that. What it's saying here is he himself, Messiah, Jesus, Yeshua, followed them back before he was born in Bethlehem. Yes, He followed them, and that rock was Christ, was Messiah. He provided the water. He was the water, the river that flowed and kept with them all that time. What an amazing God we have. So many more. The world is more than we know. God is more than we know. Trust Him.